a little bit of pressure. You're the first one of us to do this with, but I mean, as a quarterback, pressure is something that you're kind of used to.
Yeah.
Why quarterback? Tell us the story of how quarterback came to be for you.
Yeah, I mean, so as a child, my dad has always been involved with football and just my life involving football in general. Because I have an older brother who was always a good football player. I have two younger brothers as well, but I looked up to my older brother. So when he started playing football, I was like, I need to play football. And he was always a defensive guy. And I think just as like, when I was younger, I was like a very good runner. So they put me at running back, quarterback, and I was just like a pretty decent athlete. So like usually like the best athlete goes plays quarterback. But my dad like really just pushed me to like play quarterback, and that was like something he just thought like I could excel at and do very well with. And I think he made like the right decision for sure. I started going to a quarterback trainer in Matthew Sims and Madi Williams when I was really young, but Matthew Sims like took over and he's done such a great job with me. But I gotta like, my dad really like helped me with that and like brought me into this position where I am today.
What's a favorite memory you have with your dad? Early memory maybe in the backyard or something, playing ball with him?
Yeah, I mean, it was like me, my dad, my older brother. We would go out and we would just like run routes in the front yard. Probably when I was like maybe like 8 to 10 years old. And I mean, I just remember like, he was definitely like hard on me and pushed me like be the best. So like if I would miss a pass, so my brother would be like, he would definitely get on me. So I just remember like not want to let him down and always every pass like throwing it like as perfect as it can be. So I think that's like a core memory like I have in my mind. We also had like a big, a little like the Roo thing. It was like these nets that I could throw into. And like I had to make like 10 in a row to just keep going. And that's definitely like a core memory I'll forever have, is just making sure I can don't miss those 10, because I'll definitely get an earful of it like when we get back inside or something. So
did you maybe have a couple of nights where it was okay, you were going at it a couple of times to get the 10 in a row?
Yeah, I was definitely, there was a couple of nights where I was out there for hours just trying to like get it, but yeah.
A lot of determination.
Yeah, definitely.
When you think about your time here at Lafayette, you come in freshman year, not too high up on the depth chart. Fast forward sophomore season, you bump up a little bit. First game, and you lead the team down, score a touchdown in that first drive. Your team wins it and come from behind victory. I mean, Can you think back to that moment of just, did you feel the pressure? How were you able to step up in that moment when your name was called?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did feel the pressure. But that's like part of being a backup quarterback. You always have to be prepared. And you know, that season, like my sophomore season, I knew that at some point, like in this season, I'm gonna get an opportunity. I'm gonna seize it. I'm not gonna just let it pass up. And I went in, would watch film every day. You know, my name got called. I mean, I was ready to like do what I always do. It's just football at the end of the day. So when I went out there, it was just like instincts that took over.
Your head coach, John Troxell, has told me that you're one of the most confident kids that he knows. Where does the confidence come from?
I think it's just from something like I've had instilled in me as a young kid with having like 4 brothers. I mean, everything we do is like competitive. So like no matter what, I'm gonna compete with whoever I'm up against or whatever team I'm going against. I'm gonna give it like my all. And that's something I've just always done. And I think like having energy is like especially as a quarterback, people build off that. Like if I have a down day, I mean, the whole team's just gonna be down. If I'm up and like fired up and getting the kids going, they're gonna feed off that and want to play for me. Not just with me, but know like, oh, like he really cares about us and about winning. Like I have to have that same mentality.
How are you able to, on days that might not be your best day, how are you able to kind of put yourself aside and put the team first?
I mean, Coach DeMuzio, I think, helps me with that a lot. Like, I'll come off of the sideline if I like maybe missed a throw and I'm like down on myself. He's like, hey, like we're gonna win a game, and that's all the coaches. But he especially like, I mean, I look up to Coach DeMuzio, and he really helps me with like keeping my head level, even if I'm like 2 up and like we just score and like we're coming back. He's like, all right, get the guys right, and I think he just like makes sure like I'm good, even, and have a level head.
And last season, you seem to have a level head basically in every single game. And when you look towards the journey, right? Life has a way to teach us some lessons sometimes. And your season ends, your team goes to the playoffs, and you're having a stellar game. And then you get hurt, and you're not able to finish the game, and your team loses. What lesson did that injury teach you?
Play every play like it's your last play. You never know like when you're gonna get knocked out of a game, especially a huge game like that where we could have made history and like winning our first playoff game ever here. So like to just not play for like not being able to be out there and finishing that game like with my teammates where like we shared like blood, tears on the field with, it definitely hurts me. But I think what I got mainly out of that is, everything happens for a reason. And if I didn't get hurt, who knows what would have happened. And since I did get hurt, I mean, I have an opportunity to come back and have a great comeback story and win another Patriot League championship and, maybe go deeper in the playoffs. So, yeah.
One of the things that I love about that comeback story, you come back to campus and in front of all of your teammates, your coach announces that he's giving you a full ride scholarship. When you kind of sit back and think of your entire story, how do you put that moment into words?
I mean, it's surreal. It is something else. I mean, I wasn't really expecting it, especially at like that time. I mean, I just remember like coming in as a freshman and I was the 5th string quarterback, like just playing on the scout team. And, I didn't care at all. I was happy. Like I was happy with my role and like helping the defense like get better. I thought like I was really making an impact. And then to like out of nowhere, and then my next season, I'm just the starter and I'm the guy, and like I have all these cameras and lights on me. I was just grateful for like the opportunity and like how they took a chance on me. I'm a preferred walk-on kid, and like to just throw me out there, that's hard for them. They have other quarterbacks that are on full scholarship and they see something in me. I just think it's surreal. So after I came back from like my injury, like I was just up there, like thought it was just another meeting, and he like announced that, I broke down because it was just something like I could tell my kids one day, like I've really worked for that. Like it's not like something, it's not where like I came out of high school and like I got like a full scholarship. Like they took a chance with me, and like I really worked for that like when I got here. So I think it was something really special.
Your work ethic is something that Coach Troxel has alluded to me so many times before, but also the sense of taking ownership of things. And when I was talking with him, he had mentioned after the Buffalo loss that you took complete ownership over that loss. And he even said, he was like, it wasn't just on Dean, it was a team effort there on that day. But in that moment, why was it important for you to take ownership of that loss?
Yeah, because, I think when we win, it's the quarterback gets glorified. When we lose, he gets destroyed. And I think that game wasn't my best game. I threw 2 interceptions, which something we always talk about is don't give away the ball. Like you can't lose a game if you always have the football. So when I did that, I just thought I let down like the team, especially our first game against an FBS opponent. Like I thought like this could be like our coming out party and like a statement game. And when it wasn't, the only way to like respond was I got to take accountability and come back the next game and I have to win. And the next game I bounced back. And when you make mistakes in the game, especially as a quarterback, I think it's really a big thing to just like take that accountability and make sure your teammates know like, hey, that's on me, and I promise you I'll get it back the next game or the next play. So yeah.
One thing that's for certain with you and your teammates, you guys are having a lot of fun this season.
Yeah.
Take us into the locker room a little. How much fun are you guys having?
So much fun. I mean, I think this season is more of just like we're a family. So when we get like in that locker room, like it's just, you're like hanging out with your friends. People want to be here. There's some teams that just like, you know, like, oh, I have to go to practice today, or I have to like go into meetings. We wake up and we're super excited every day because one, we get to see our friends and our friends and our coaches as well. But just like being together and like after a game, after a win, like everyone's hanging out. It's just like the best, like being on a team like that.
One of your friends, right? We have to talk about him, Jamar Curtis, one of your teammates. He is having himself a season. It seems like every single play he's involved in. What energy does he bring to this team?
He brings a great energy. I mean, having a guy that's that explosive, that just like, no, I got a 6-7 man box and I can hand it off and he could make something happen and make me right, even if I make the wrong read. I'm just extremely grateful for someone like him. So he's a great person and probably one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. So he pushes me to work hard as well. And just having him beside me, like even if I don't see something, he'll say it to me and I'll be like, wow, like this guy, he's truly special. So I'm extremely grateful to have him. And there's a lot of running backs out there that like will get on you if I maybe pull it and like throw a pass and we'll just keep throwing it. Like he'll be like, maybe hand off the ball. He'll never like get on me about something like that. He'll just be like, he would just like help me no matter what. So like, I'm really grateful for him.
If I was an outsider looking in and I needed you to describe what this Lafayette football team was all about, if you could describe the characteristics or in a couple words, I'm not going to give you just one word, but a couple of words. How would you describe this unit that you're playing with this season as a whole? What is Lafayette football this year?
I think loyalty, being a trustworthy person, and just like hard work and discipline. I'd say those 4 like core characteristics. Just like knowing that if I hand off the ball, like Jamar will get those 2-3 yards that we need. If I throw it, Chris, Carson, or Laj will make that play that like we need. And we just have those players. Or like when we come off the field and maybe we got in a 3 and out and now our defenses have their backs against the walls, we have loyalty and trust in them that they're going to get us the ball right back and we can go and win this game. And then a huge thing is trusting our coach, like trusting Coach Samuzio to make the right call, like, and for him to trust me and make the right decision and with that call. So I think trust is the biggest thing in our team, and that's what wins championships.
Dean, like the leader you are, like the pro you are, this was such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.